All right, Brownies, I got a good one for you. You know you're in a good position. Here you are playing Thursday night against the Jets, just 1 day away. Just 1 day away, but I have to tell you, it might not be the best day to have a short week, but you just got some good motivation, at least in my idea. But I'm just want to tell you about something that, one, feels like it'd be good motivation for the Browns, but two, just also tells you why the Jets aren't good. They're just not good. So let's look at this article. Robert Saleh has no regrets on his decision not to sign Joe Flacco. Now, just in case anybody was wondering, this is the same Joe Flacco, and we're going to go into what he said. This is the same Joe Flacco that, by the way, had a backup. He played as a backup and had a comeback win against the Browns last year, if I'm not mistaken. But this is the same Joe Flacco that has come in and won multiple games for the Browns. This is the same Jets team that all year, ever since Rodgers got hurt at the very beginning of the season, this is the exact same Jets team that everybody is saying is just one quarterback away. Just one quarterback away from being a playoff team and possible Super Bowl contender because they have such a good defense. In other words, wait for it, this is a Jets team that is shockingly similar to a Cleveland Browns team, albeit not as good, especially this year, trust me. But the whole idea is great defense, all right, run the football, and have a quarterback that does enough. All right, that's the recipe for success for the Jets this year. And you're telling me you don't have a regret? All right, he says, first he started off by saying, I don't think I ever let myself go there, he said via Newsday. But here's what he went on to say. And here's where it doesn't make sense to me. He said, we love Joe first and foremost. We spent a couple years with him, love the way he prepares, really pumped for him and the success he's having. It's just the decision we made in terms of the quarterback room and the way we developed it over the course of OTAs and training camp. It was just a decision we made. He also said that they had the quarterback room that they wanted. So the quarterback room of Rodgers, yeah, great. I want him too. That makes sense, right? Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle. Okay, this is why your organization's in the toilet. Like, this is why you're not winning. This is why, as a head coach, you're not winning. That team has a ton of talent, just like the Browns. They have a ton of talent, but they're sitting here and they're not even admitting when they're wrong. Admit it. You would be competing for a playoff spot right now if Joe Flacco was on your team. But I'm happy he's not, because the Browns have him. And the Browns are winning not with him, but also at times because of him. Heard Cooper. You heard Cooper talking about how, Amari Cooper, about how they just have a great relationship, like a chemistry that they have between the two of them. And Cooper was talking about how, like, they just trust each other and how good it is. Well, guess what? When your quarterback has a great rapport with your best wide receiver, good things happen. And that's what Joe Flacco has. And Flacco could have had that with Garrett Wilson too. And so to sit here and say, like, oh, whatever, get out of here with that crap. All right. So there's some added motivation for you. All right. Little slap to the face to Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco being like, you're happy with the quarterback room you have? Seriously? Do you want to choose that guy over me? You want Zach Wilson? You think he's better than me? I understand not having two 38-year-old quarterbacks on your team. I do. But the second Aaron Rodgers was injured, Joe Flacco, come on back. Please come back. That's what I would have been saying. At least the Browns were smart enough when they realized Watson was down for the year that they were going to bring in Flacco. At least they weren't too prideful to bring in an old head at quarterback. All right, but now let's move on to this. You were just starting to get healthy, but the injuries still just keep piling up. Your punter's not going to play. You signed Hack, which is really a funny name for a punter, but he'll be fine. Okay. But there's some concerning things. Amari Cooper and the fact that he just flat out did not practice is a little concerning. I still think he's going to play. He's always hurt. That's just who Cooper is. He's hurt. I still think he's going to play. I still think he's going to play well. But there it goes. Flacco seems to be fully over his calf, so that's good. Goodwin, Dustin Hopkins, you're out of kicker. But you've signed Riley Patterson. I happen to know a lot about Riley Patterson. As you know, on this channel, we have another channel, Sports Talk Detroit. We're Lions fans, but we feel like the Browns are our cousins, right? Erie brothers. Isn't that what you guys always say? And so, like, that is a thing where it's kind of funny when you end up with our players or we end up with your players. So we let Riley Patterson go. I don't really know why. He missed a couple of extra points. And we're just like, done. We're done. Here's the thing about Riley Patterson. He's 15 of 17, I believe, this year. He's a very accurate kicker inside of 45, 50 yards. If you get him behind 50 yards, it's like he's broken. It's the weirdest thing. Like, it's the weirdest thing, especially in the cold, if there's any bad weather. But, like, he'll kick from 45, 47, 48, and he will drill it right down the middle with 10 yards to spare. But then you put him at 52, and it's like he doesn't think he has enough leg to get there already. It's really weird. He presses, but you got a good, at least accurate kicker. Okoronkwo is going to be out. And then you let me know, fill in the comments, maybe you know something I don't. What's going on with Myles Garrett? Why does he get a full practice? Why does he get a full practice here on Tuesday and then a did not practice on Wednesday? Is it simply letting him rest with that shoulder? It says not injury related, rest/shoulder. Okay? And then you got Zadarius Smith, who, look, here's the deal. The Jets' offensive line is their weak point. You need these guys going. If these two guys are going and they can play well, like, your defense can absolutely control this game. They can control this game. The Jets are coming off a win. You're coming off lots of wins. All right? You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine, but I just want to make sure that, like, it's one of those things where you realize, like, okay, all right, we need to have a level of health. You got to have a level of health. You just do. And so the Jets are coming off a victory, 30-28 over the Commanders. The Commanders are not good. They haven't won a game in like 2 months or something like that. All right, so it's not like they're sitting there and they played a really good team. You're playing at home. So I think you're going to be okay in this one, but there's so many injuries that it's like, oh boy. But here's the good news. It's a Thursday game. You get a little extra time after this to get healthy to go to New England and play the final game of the season, which could have a lot of implications on it. It really could. But if you go and take care of business, no, you don't play New England last. Sorry, I was still looking at the Jets. But that's on me. But, like, still, with that being said, you could sit here and who knows what it looks like for the final week of the year. There's some implications, and I've said this 100 times before. You're at Cincinnati, big game, could be playoff implications there, especially if you lose this week. So get healthy, get a W, and have everything in front of you looking good. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. See you on the next one.